Good morning, everyone. I am Jason Black. I am associate professor in the School of Business and Industry at Florida A&M. I am also the director for the HBCU Data Science Consortium. So I'm here today to talk a little bit about what we do, how it came together, and what we've done so far, and then what we're going to be doing as we move forward. So just to kind of set the stage, as we have been talking about already in the first presentation, the need for students, right? And the need for people to get into this space. We've seen from reports from the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, as well as other groups like LinkedIn have reported that there's a need and a shortage of people going into fields related to data science, and also a shortage of people coming out of college with data science skills. And this is not unique to us on this call, because I think most of us who are here are probably working towards improving that and getting those numbers up. But when we talk more about data science and diversity in particular, just as we know with all areas of STEM, and even with other areas of computer science, that the areas are not as diverse as they should be, right? We don't see enough people of color in these fields. Women only make up about 26%, 25% of computing and math. And out of that group, only about 5% are Black or Hispanic. So considering that HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities, are on record and have produced data to show that they are responsible for approximately 80% of most Black professionals, particularly in STEM areas, HBCUs definitely have a role in trying to increase these numbers and get more students interested in STEM areas in general, but also consequently as well interested in data science. So just to reiterate this point, these are some of the skills that we know are helpful to students if they're trying to pursue degrees and careers in these areas. Of course, if they know how to understand what data is, be able to extract and explore what that data is. I'm in the School of Business now at Florida A&M University, although my background is computer science. Many of the companies that come to recruit students in the School of Business are looking for students who know how to visualize and understand the data, right? They need to be able to make business decisions around that data. And so data is the model now for what students need in just about every area. So we've seen that these skills are also transitioning into areas outside of just computer science and business. We're talking about sports, healthcare, education, social science. And so these data skills are very, very important. Now, HBCUs are now realizing this, and we are trying to work to provide avenues for students to get training, as well as internship and career placement opportunities in fields that have a data perspective. So HBCUs have been already, as I said, working towards this initiative. Many schools are starting to put together either degree programs or they are working on initiatives. So we see several of them listed here on the slide. Some of these schools have fully functional data science programs, or they have concentrations in data science, or maybe a minor or a certificate program. Florida A&M in particular, where I currently sit, is working on 2 degree programs. We're working on a data science bachelor's as well as a science degree, master's of science degree. And then the School of Business is also working on a bachelor's of science in business analytics. And the intention is that these 2 will complement each other, and students can cross-pollinate courses between one and the other, and provide also courses to other areas on campus. The eventual plan for both of those programs is to grow at least to a master's, and the data science degree is working towards developing a PhD program. So schools are now moving in this direction, but one of the things that we see among HBCUs is that there's not a lot of resources to help schools put these programs together, right? And not a lot of resources to help them build and develop research programs if they're really trying to do that. Of course, you can just say, yeah, let's look at what School A is doing down the street, but we know that HBCUs have a very specific population that we work with. We have a certain mission that most of our schools are focused on, and a lot of times some of those degree programs that have already been established don't align really well to where we currently are as institutions. And so speaking for ourselves at FAMU, when we started working to put these degree programs together, we did research and looked around, and it was really difficult to find models that really fit what we were trying to do. And it was difficult to get into discussions with a lot of schools that could help us in this avenue. One of the reasons I joined the hub as part of the educational workforce group was to learn more about what we can do to put these programs together. So I got together with several of my colleagues at a event, and we were trying to discuss a way that we can tackle some of these problems that I just listed. And we all it just coincided that while we were at that meeting, we heard about the advertisement for the seed grants from the hub, and we decided to apply for one as a collective, and we were awarded a large seed grant, which was $100,000, and that enabled us to start building out what we thought would be the solution, or at least a solution to some of the problems I mentioned on the previous slides. And so we developed the HBCU-Data Science Consortium for that purpose. It was developed by the 6 institutions listed here on the slide, but it has now grown to many more partners than that. But the overall goal of that one-year award was to really build the foundation of this consortium. So we centered it around 4 pillars, and those 4 pillars are education, research, industry, and inclusion. And inclusion actually weaves through all the other 3. And our main objectives of what we were trying to do is build a network so that HBCUs can come together, they can have conversations, they can build networks and collaborations, they can develop research initiatives from among the group. We wanted to also build a catalog or library of resources that are available. We are working to develop a research repository for people that are wishing to do research using data that might be relevant to HBCU students or population groups. Things like, research on sickle cell anemia or prostate cancer, which affects African-American males at a larger group than any other group. So we were looking to develop a repository for that, and also to, again, like I said, foster these research collaborations among HBCUs, who oftentimes are left out of conversations when people are discussing research initiatives around data science. And so we started with an inaugural workshop in February of 2021. This was virtual, where we brought together people who were interested in beginning these initial conversations. We also established a monthly, what we call the Salon speaker series, which essentially allowed us to have speakers come in from among the 4 pillar topics and to introduce to the audience what was going on either at their institution, or what opportunities they have for collaboration, or what opportunities they have for faculty and students to do research or career appointments. And it was really, really exciting, those monthly Salon speaker series. But one of the main things we were really excited about was we were able to use the funding to also offer our own mini grants. So we offered mini grants to 5 schools that applied, and we were primarily looking for schools that were smaller, that often don't get the opportunity, or they're not in a position, or they're geographically challenged in collaborating with other institutions on research. And so we were specifically seeking out the smaller HBCUs. Of course, we have the FAMUs and the Morehouses and Jackson State's, Prairie View, you hear about a lot. But there are a lot of other schools, right? There's 117 HBCUs, and so many of them are not getting access to a lot of research opportunities that the others get. And so we wanted to concentrate primarily on those that don't normally get those opportunities, or also younger faculty, people who are just starting out and just starting to try to build a research platform. And then we closed out the year with the data science celebration, which we just had in February, also virtual, which we are also going to be moving that to an annual event that will happen every February each year. And so to just kind of give you some highlights of what we were able to achieve over the course of the year, our initial inaugural workshop was very, very successful. We had over 110 people that registered for the event. We had about an average of 45 people that attended each day. It was a 2-day event. We had over 20 HBCUs that were represented at the event. The majority of people that attended were faculty or students from those schools. And so that was an exciting attendance. We also got very good feedback from our surveys from the event, where most people, or just about everybody, said that it was very timely and informative and valuable, which led into approximately 2 or 3 weeks later, our first Salon speaker series, and those carried on throughout the rest of the year. We had an average of about 25, 26 people that attended each one. 18 that attended each one, and about 25, 26 that registered each time. And we had really pretty good attendance on those. Those were 1 hour. They happened every third Friday. And they were really good top topics. We recorded all those. That's my timer to make sure I'm not talking too long. But we recorded all of those salons, and we have them available on our social media platforms as well as our YouTube channel. But again, I mentioned the mini grant awardees was the highlight of what we were able to do, I think. And we awarded them to 5 schools. All 5 of those awardees completed their research, and they were able to submit their research to the consortium, as well as they presented that research at our closing celebration, which was a really good opportunity for everyone to see what they had been working on. And the majority of them have actually moved on to implement some of those projects. For instance, the group at Morehouse that received one of the awards has developed a course for data science in the African diaspora that actually is Clark Atlanta, and that they're actually teaching at the school now, which is great. That they're able to actually move that into implementation. So we were really excited about that. And we've now moved to trying to sustain what we've been doing. So we have filed and formatted ourselves as a nonprofit. And so we're moving into that phase now, where we are looking for partners and members to join our initiative and to become a member long-term, so you can continue to participate. So we're going to keep the Salon Speaker Series happening. We've moved it now to a quarterly event. So it will happen every quarter, and we're looking for much more robust topics and much greater exposure to what's happening in the field that's related to and relevant to HBCUs. I mentioned the nonprofit membership model that we are rolling out now, so individuals can join as an individual member, an institutional member, and then you can also become a partner or a sponsor for our initiatives. We're also collaborating with other institutions. We work really closely with the Atlanta University Center Data Science Initiative. We also have been working with several grant programs. Florida A&M in particular just received a multi-million-dollar cyber infrastructure grant, which we're partnering with them on that to help to get the word out, as well as to help get students and faculty to participate in that initiative. We've also been working to highly publicize what we do. Like I mentioned, we have social media. We're on everything you can think about except TikTok. We haven't made it there yet, but we may be there soon. But we are really, really trying to expand the reach of what we do. And we're really looking forward to working on a much more wider scale, as well as also building out the research component of what we do. So like I said, we're working on developing and crafting what that repository looks like and what the structure of that will be. And we're also working on moving into research initiatives. So one of our collaborators, Felicia Stukes, who is at Johnson C. Smith, is really involved in data science and sports. And so we're working on moving that forward as a research initiative that we focus on as a consortium to get other people involved in either working on projects in that area or recruiting students to that space. So if you'd like to get involved and like to partner with us, you can visit our website, which is at the bottom of the slide. You can also send us an email if you'd like to find out more about how to collaborate. Our website has a link for you to actually join as a member if you'd like. And you can also connect to us on our social media platforms. And that's pretty much what we've done. We've been really excited and very thankful to have had that mini grant award to help get things going. And we're really excited about where the future will go with the consortium.